All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Coach Heather. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Coach Brad Ritter, certified coach at Unbeatable Mind. A little bit about me: I'm a husband, father, son, brother, and friend. And what I love about being an Unbeatable Mind coach is just the ability to impact people and really help them get unstuck and perform at their highest potentials. And that just has such a generational impact. And I'm a true believer that, even if you can just touch the lives of one person, you never know, that could have generational effects down the road. And that's what really gets me moving and gets me up out of bed, is because I know that day in, day out, as I'm coaching, I get to live my life's purpose. But what I'm here to talk to you about is your stand. And naturally, let's discuss, what is a stand? Why should I have a stand? Well, as the saying goes, if you don't have a stand, you'll likely fall for everything. Quite literally, it's that no shit, burn the boats commitment that you promise to live day in, day out, no matter what, no matter the obstacle, you're going to stand behind that. And I know that sounds powerful. So let's talk about, how do we get to what our stand is? And one of the ways that you can accomplish creating your stand is going through a practice called box breathing. So I invite you to do a little bit of box breathing, as has been discussed previously, and box breathe for a couple minutes and just try to focus, try to clear your mind. And then, as part of a concentration practice, I highly recommend focusing on your three P's. So focus on your passions, focus on your principles, focus on your purpose. And then you can actually ask yourself some questions as you're box breathing and getting deeper and deeper into that concentration practice. Some of those questions could be, am I willing to commit to this stand 100% of the time? Because, like I said earlier, it doesn't do you any good if you've got a stand and then all of a sudden one day you just don't feel like it, or you run into a speed bump and that deters you. If that's the case, then we need to dial it back and look at another approach. Or maybe that really isn't your stand, or maybe you aren't super clear on what your principles, passions, and purpose are. Also, ask yourself the following question: what would I do if a person or event tries to take me off track? That's going to happen, right? That's life. We like to say at Unbeatable Mind, we win in the mind first before stepping foot on the battlefield. Well, the battlefield is life, life itself. Life is absolutely going to throw its weight at you, and you need to be prepared for it. It's literally not a matter of if, but when. So, as you ask yourself that question, what would I do if a person or event enters, that will help you get crystal clear on whether or not that stand is strong, and it's strong enough, and it needs to be backed by that powerful why. Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? The last question I tend to ask myself as it relates to a stand is, what am I willing to give up in order to stand my ground? In today's world, I find that too often we say yes to too many things. And as nice as that sounds, it's actually super important to say no. You got to be able to say no. If you aren't comfortable saying no and you say yes to too many things, you'll end up doing nothing to the best of your ability. Isn't that what we're after, guys? Isn't that what we want to do? We want to perform. We want to be the best individuals that we can, so we can go out and impact the world and be world centric leaders, that whole fifth plateau. Well, if we're saying yes to too many things and we don't have enough time for ourselves, that's just a no-win situation. It's actually a losing recipe. So we need to get crystal clear on, what are we willing to give up in order to stand our ground? What am I going to say no to, either because it doesn't intersect with my passions, it's not part of my principles, it's not aligned with my purpose, or we just simply don't have time for it. Maybe it is a great idea. Maybe it is something we should go after, but the timing's just off, and we need to look at reaching out for that particular event later on down the road. So those are some questions that I like to ask myself as I'm box breathing, as I'm contemplating, as I'm focusing inside my mind. And I am such a believer that the answers are already inside you. They're already there. You just got to slow down. We all have to learn to slow down and allow those answers to come to us organically. And it's in those moments when we're box breathing or we're doing our morning rituals or evening rituals, where those answers they start to come, right? You're gonna start seeing them in your mind's eye. You may even dream about them, and when you start getting those same messages over and over again, man, that's something, right? That's you know something's calling out. Don't be scared to go after it. All right, that's all I got right about now, Jeff. I need to recalibrate.